The Pikes Peak Library District is unveiling the Pikes Peak region's scariest real-life stories.
They're bringing back spooky stacks, taking you on a tour that will uncover the darker side of our region. Kenny is live from the Regional History of Genealogy Department right now. Good morning, Kenny. Kenny, we're going to save you some of these
morning.
cheese
Look
curds.
at Well, look at how Scooby-Doo this looks right now. I'm just going through this old book. Look at, and then, and when he didn't get the cheese curds that were inside of the studio, he committed a murder. Ooh. So I think we better save some for me so that doesn't happen again. I don't know. There might be a killer on the loose.
Okay. All right, Justin, that's
Yeah. So keep
We
those
will
on
share.
standby. All right, so yes, we are hanging out at the Regional History and Genealogy Department as we're learning more about spooky stacks. It's a tour that takes you through Colorado Springs and the Pikes Peak region's most scary murders that have taken place in real life. Let's go explore a little bit. This is my favorite part of the room so far. This is one of the rooms that you can tour, and I think this is so funny. They put Librarian of the Year, and they put all these like scary pictures. If you move by, you know, something might change. We're also hanging out with a skeleton. And John, too, who is one of the coordinators. Good morning.
Hello.
Do we have a name for the skeleton?
Yeah, I think we're going to name him Billy.
Billy, after?
After William Jackson Palmer.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Okay, spooky stacks. How does it work?
So Spooky Stacks is an annual event where we decorate the library, and you know, the October theme, as you can see. The whole library will be decorated like this for Spooky Stacks. And then we take people on a tour. And we walk around the old building. This is like a 1905 Carnegie building, so it has this sort of historic sense to it to begin with. But then downstairs, we unveil the scenes of 3 horrific deaths from the history of the Pikes Peak region. Not necessarily murders, but deaths, famous deaths from the Pikes Peak region.
Interesting. Okay, so this is happening on October 27th and 28th. It's pretty much a registration thing, right?
Yeah, so we ask people to pre-register just so we don't have so many people that we wouldn't be able to handle the numbers. But yeah, so registration is online. However, once you're registered, you can show up anytime between 5:30 and 6:30. Tours go until 7, and those will be on a first-come, first-served basis.
And we're seeing video right now. The staff gets really into it. They dress up too, right?
Yeah, so we also play people from history, not necessarily people that died horrifically, but we also dress up as characters from the region's history, yes.
Where do these stories come from?
Well, a lot of these stories that we try to focus on come from our archives. So we try to highlight some of the resources at the same time. So I got to warn you, if you're coming, you're going to be spooked a little bit, but there's going to be an educational component as well.
Definitely.
So we try to point to the original documents and things like that we have in our archives that help to tell these stories.
And it's been going on. This is going to be the 3rd year, correct?
Well, this will be the 4th year that there's something called Spooky Stacks, but this will be the 2nd year in this model where we're sort of highlighting specific deaths from the Pikes Peak region.
What's the response been over the years?
Well, yeah, people have loved it. It's definitely the busiest day of the year for this particular building. And it's one of our biggest programs in regional history and genealogy at Pikes Peak Library District. And yeah, people love it. Sometimes people will loop around if there's not too many people in line and do it again.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what has been one of the spookiest stories from a previous year that has been one of your favorites?
Well, so last year we highlighted the famous dynamiting of the train that was bringing up workers to Cripple Creek during the labor war of 1903, 1904, if you're not too familiar with that. But yeah, there was so the workers in the mines were on strike, and a train was bringing up people to try to help break the strike, and someone dynamited the train. We don't know who, but we have the mug shots of all these miners who were kicked out of Cripple Creek, and we were just playing those on the wall with the projector while having Michael Doherty, our director, play the character of one of the people that died in the attack.
Wow, that's crazy. So you have some new stories. So Do you think any of them are going to top the dynamite train?
Oh, yeah. Well, I like for the stories to be a bit of a surprise,
Yes.
but I can lean into one
Okay.
here that we'll be covering. We'll be looking at the flood of 1935, the Memorial Day flood, which, it killed a lot of people downtown, destroyed a lot of the bridges, but also, interestingly, it brought in a lot of New Deal activity, federal money into the region, and that was the start of a relationship that we have had with the Pikes Peak region and the federal government to this day, right? Because after that, Camp Carson opened, and one thing led to another. But that was sort of the start of this region's history with the federal government funding so many activities here.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to explore a little more around the library. Again, Spooky Stacks, October 27th and 28th. Tours start at 5:30, and then the last one is at 6:30. You're going to have to come. I am just intrigued myself at that dynamite story. So I can't wait to hear a little bit more.
I was like, I feel like we got some tidbits of some
There's a lot of
history
educational
right there.
nuggets Jonathan was throwing in there.
Nice one, Kenny. Get back
A lot
and
of
you'll learn some
bandits
facts.
running around.
Kind of spooky.
Chris
Kind
and I
of
were
scary.
taking notes, and I love how the library makes reading fun. They did the flash mob a couple weeks ago. They got Spooky Stacks coming the 27th,
We got
the
Billy.
28th. Billy, exactly. Yeah. You're making new friends there, Kenny. This segment has been sponsored by the Pikes Peak Library District. We'll check back in with Kenny in about 25 minutes.